Over the last few days, markets have been confronted by a confused message. On the one hand, the Fed's recent messaging has become more dovish, perhaps indicating the recent surge in yields. And if you just take a look here, you can see this big surge in yields. Fed speaker saying, oh, perhaps the Fed doesn't need to hike in November. That's been increasing speculation. However, on the other hand, the PPI producer price index on Wednesday surprised significantly to the upside and indicating that perhaps the Fed has more work to do. So this does mean that the CPI data today on Thursday could be very significant. And if we see a big miss in the CPI print here, and we see a miss in the University of Michigan Consumer print on Friday, that could greatly impact the outlook for the S&P 500. And a miss here and a miss on Friday would typically support US stocks. However, do notice that the PPI print and the CPI print tend to move in tandem. So this high PPI print typically will also mean a high CPI print. So there's quite a lot of mixed, confused messages going on out there right now. Looking at the S&P 500, you can see it's just technically moving up into that 100 exponential moving average. We've got this sort of overhead resistance zone coming in about that 4,400, 4,380 region. And, a big beat in the data tomorrow, or Friday, could significantly result in some S&P 500 selling. So there's a lot to be looking for. Now, seasonally, S&P 500, you can see that it's gained 83% of the time over the last 25 years between October the 10th and December the 31st. So with an average return of 4.31%, will we see the S&P 500 repeat its usual Q4 gains? Will the seasonals play out regardless of the CPI print? There's a lot of unknowns, but one thing that to be aware of is this very strong seasonal pattern to the upside. So a big miss in the data, and you would expect some S&P 500 buying, at least in the near term. Major trade risks. There's lots of trade risks with this outlook. The major one is that if the US economy looks like it's going to head into a deep recession, that could seriously undermine upside in stocks. What we've spoken about here in this video is seasonal analysis surrounding Microsoft. We want to put seasonals, fundamentals, and technicals all together for a great trade. We have the latest high probability swing trade setup for you ready to grab right now. Just click below this video and we'll send to you the current seasonal swing trade pick for the current month straight away.